related topics at ease. So today in this video we will be discussing about positivism and post-positivism paradigm approach to research. What is positivism and what is post-positivism? Positivism is a paradigm of research where the researchers conduct the research in a more scientific way. It deals with a more scientific mechanism. That means I can state one example. Suppose the earlier people used to believe only in science, and in today's world, there is science as well as social science. This is just for understanding. This is not the basic difference science and social science. Positivism approach can be used in both qualitative and quantitative approach, but just to make it a watertight compartment, we can say one is scientific and one is social science. Though we know that research is all about scientific method, because in the previous lectures we have talked about every research is scientific, but just to understand it in a nutshell, we can say that research can be divided into two parts: the positivist part and the post-positivist part. So it is scientific method, it is quantitative, only positive facts. Now, what are the drawbacks of post-positivist approach? It neglects human experience, it only talks about science. Probability is very much the scope of positivist paradigm is that it mainly neglects the human experience, it lacks empathy. And to understand this from the exam point of view, we can say that we can learn positivist paradigm as hypothetical deductive, which is quantitative, and we can say empirico inductive EI, which is qualitative. Positivism paradigm sets it's a meta theoretical stance that critiques and amends positivism. That means positivist, the old school, the old thought; post positivist, the neglecting, the drawbacks. After concluding the drawbacks, the researchers came with another paradigm. What is paradigm? Paradigm means movement, paradigm means a structural way. Post positivism, media theoretical stance that critiques and amends positivism. Post, anything post means after. So first came the positivist paradigm, then came the post positivist paradigm. Media theoretical stance that critiques and amends positivism. Impacted theories and practices across. So post positivism practice is practiced across philosophy, social science, and various models of scientific inquiry. Post-positives pursues objectives by recognizing the possible effect of biases. They consider the possible effect of biases. Considered both quantitative and qualitative method to be valid approach. And one more thing, from exam point of view, we must learn hypothetical deductive and empirico inductive. So I repeat, this is not a explanatory class, this is just a revision class. So we are just going through the keywords, the main portion. It's a revision with me series where we will be just discussing the main heading to keep our academic journey in a consistent way. Small efforts, regular efforts will make us a better person. So coming back, post positivism part. And Karl Popper states a theory that key aspect of post-positivism is what? Every theory holds true until it is falsified. Every theory states that every theory holds true until it is falsified. It's an empirical observation. And coming back to the next part, that is what is construct. So there is a difference between concept and construct. If we consider concept as a room, then construct is the part of that particular room. That means the whole aspect is construct, and inside, as you can see this particular image, construct and concept. Construct and concept. So concept is the hero or true generalizing part. Construct is the villain or false or abstract idea. We say the concept clear for a particular topic, and construct is an abstract idea. Concept for me might differ the concept for any another person, but the concept can be generalized, but construct cannot be generalized. So these are the keywords what we have to understand. The building construct, it's a room. Concept is the hero. Generalizing construct is the villain. Abstract idea. Concept, it holds that concept and construct. Now this part is not that much important from exam point of view, but to understand the concept of research we must figure out the aims and objectives of research and which is not research. We must know what is research and what is not research. As I have explained in my research video, that doing certain things, what my room temperature will be while setting my air condition temperature, that also deals with research. We must research. When it's too hot or too cold, we adjust our temperature accordingly. Similarly, what are the aims and objectives of research? The main aims and objectives of research is that to test the hypothesis relationship, whether it is causal or correlational between the variables. The main objective of research is conducting or testing the hypothesis relationship. Is it causal or correlation between the variables or not? To determine the frequency with which something occurs, how long it is occurring, what is the frequency of the occurrence. The detailed study about a phenomenon is known as research. Explaining the cause or understanding the problem is research. Suggesting improvement is research. Research suggests improvement. Simplifying the process. Any process can be simplified with research. Enhancing productivity or efficiency of a system. Research enhances productivity or efficiency of a system. Now coming to the point which is not research. Research is not merely information or data gathering. I am just gathering information, I am just collecting data is not research. Accidental discovery is also not research. Presenting facts and figure are not research. Comparing data sets is not research. If you are comparing two data and we are calling it a research, it's not a research. Research is not merely hunt for information. Research is not catchword to get attention. Research is not a catchword to get attention. I'm doing research, so I'm doing something great. No. So we must know this might come a statement that what is research and what is not research in your set examination or net examination. So we must go through it with the aims and objective of research, which is pretty much self-explanatory. If we read the options carefully, then we can figure out which is research and which is not research. This is very easy part. Now coming back to the next part, media research and mass communication research. Research as a whole, we know what is research. Now what is media research? The method used in collecting and analyzing information in regard to, as the term media is related and mass communication is related, newspaper, magazine, radio, television, cinema and other modern and traditional medium of communication. So as far as media research is concerned, the method used in collecting and analyzing information, how the newspaper is working, how magazine works, how TV, which program we should telecast, which program we must not telecast. The cinema requires a huge research, and other media, the social media also requires research, so that we can identify the algorithm, the trends. Now wrapping up this part, the aims and objectives of research and what is not research, which I have already said, it is pretty much self-explanatory. But media research, the meaning of media research is that the method used in collecting and analyzing information in regard newspaper, magazine, radio and television. Media research also includes social, psychological and physical effects of the medium. The limited effect theory, the direct effect theory, these are all media research. The models, the theories are the output of the research. Suppose hypodermic needle theory, cultivation theory, any theory is the uses and gratification theory is a result of research. After conducting a successful research, we got these particular theories. Now, media research accumulates information about the uses of mass media, users of mass media. Media research accumulates what? Media research accumulates instruction about the uses of the media and the users of the media. So, the media must be questions, how people use media, whether it is used for information or entertainment. After gathering the information, after collecting the data about the people's usage of the media, we can rectify the media as well. For the rectification part, for the TRP part, for the development part, we must conduct a media research. History of media research, tracing back to Aristotle, it's rhetorical research, gathering empirical means observations, gathering empirical data, build theories to understand the complexity of communication on many levels. How media takes persuade audience, that also must be researched, how the media text is persuading the audience. Textual analysis, systematically analyze, interpret and critiques the persuasive power of message, because we know media also holds a persuasive power. So the power must be in good hand, the power must not be misused, hence media must be thoroughly checked. Media researchers conduct media research for this particular purpose, not only for business purpose but for a social purpose as well. Steps of rhetorical research. The steps of rhetorical research include selecting a text. Selecting a text means what I am going to research, which part I am going to research. The media text, the television program, the radio program, the cinemas, or the media text. Choosing a rhetorical method. That means conducting a research we must choose a method, analyzing the text and writing the criticism. Rhetorical is the oldest set of ideas. So from this particular portion, we can expect MCQ for NET and SET related exam. Rhetorical process. Here I have written choosing a rhetorical method. The set of method is IDEMA. Inventio, dispositio, elucitio, memoria, actio. Inventio means collecting the concept of subject matter. Dispositio means structuring of the speech. These are all the rhetorical research given by Aristotle. Memoria, memorizing the resulting configuration of forms and context. Actio means performing the speech. Now, talking about media research, we must not forget about the roots. As spoken about Aristotle, there are few names as well. That means Charles Cooley, 1909, Social Organization, a Study of Larger Mind. These are the base of communication research. These are the starting of communication research. Paul F. Lazarsfeld and Hazel Goddard, 1948, People's Choice. These are the reports, these are the research. They have researched, they have identified a pattern, and this is the output. Bernard Berelson realized content analysis in communication research. After content analysis, we will be having discourse analysis, which was conducted in the year 1952. And we know the famous Lazarsfeld and Illiouckart's personal influence theory of 1955. These are the base. And I repeat, these notes are based on previous year questions. So these are very important part. Now moving back to a new part, new concept, that is WRBYG. There are different hats for conducting research. It was given by Edward de Bono. That means a researcher must think in 6 different ways. The researcher must wear 6 different hats to think different way, in a different way. For one particular case, we must think differently by putting on the 6 hats. White hats, the researcher must enhance his or her personal information part, facts part. They must recheck it. What information do we need? What facts do we need? So white hat deals with the information part. What informations are available with us? What information is missing? How can we get information? How will we get the information part? What information available with us? What is not available? These all deals with the white hat. Red means feeling. Manma emotion jage, that feelings, the heart. We show heart, love, feelings, emotions, anger, isn't it? Red. Fire, emotion, feelings. Gut feeling, what the intention of the researcher is saying. How do I as a researcher is feeling? Is there a better solution based on my feeling? So we must not only see facts. There is a room for feelings as well while conducting a research. There are 6 different spaces fire emotions. So red deals with the feel, how the researcher is feeling, how the researcher's gut is feeling, the intention part. Is there a better solution based on that feeling? Now moving on to the next part, that is black hat. Black hat means negative aspect. What are the problems of that particular research? Caution, understand the risk. What is the problem with the solution? What could be the reason or failure? What are the risks? We must consider, we must prepare for emergency situations, we must prepare for the risk part as well while conducting a research. What are my confounding variables? All right, which is not under my control, which is ceteris paribus. So the negative aspect must also be considered. The yellow hat, sunshine, optimism. Positive aspect, hope, how can I implement the idea? Yellow, sunshine or optimism. Green hat, creative thinking, energy, new idea. What can be the out of the box solution? And blue means sky, the wide sky, the process, the agenda, decision making, controlled organization. What is good? What is the problem? What is good and what is its use? So this was it with today's lecture. A quick revision lecture 3 of research. Thank you for connecting. Keep supporting At Ease No Media, where we discuss media related topics at ease.